people who are famous from doing improv, usually from a straight white male perspective.
It's nothing like inherently like white about anything about improv.
My favorite thing in the world is when I'm going into a classroom of nothing but black kids and teaching them improv, and they're like, wait, we do this too?
You hear rumblings from time to time, and I just say whatever and continue to be funny.
That's problematic because we have to work twice as hard.
How y'all feeling tonight? It's Saturday.
When we got in, we noticed it was like one person of color in each group, and we were just like, well, we kind of want to play together and see what that's like.
One of our founding members, Christopher Jones, summoned all of the people of color who were in Big at the time, and there were only 5 of us.
He approached us and was like, you want to do this? And of course we were like, hell yeah.
Our first shows were done at a bar that I guess no longer exists, Ashbury Pub.
We didn't have the support of Big from the beginning.
We did a bunch of indie shows, and then we became like a special project of Big.
We were doing pretty well, to be honest with just myself, Ty, Blue, and Rashid. But I kind of had this feeling like, most troops need at least 6 people already. I guess most of us already kind of known Jason from the indie scene. I played with him for a while, indie troop, and I've been really interested in him perhaps joining us as well.
After about, I think, 2 years, they asked me to join.
We had another person kind of join Big who we all kind of noticed the different classes or from indie things he was doing, Harold, who we thought was very funny, and ultimately he joined Big. We tried him out a couple times and see if he would mesh well with us, and we added him to the team as well.
It was actually like my birthday. Like, I got an email that says, hey, like, are you interested in playing with like Casually Dope? And I was like, well, yeah, like, of course, like, like, why would I say no to that? Like, y'all guys are great.
We're a black troupe from Baltimore. Everyone else is trying to do it in New York and Chicago and LA, and I think we bring our own spice, our own flavor to the table.
We bring a lot of style, a lot of flair, a lot of dopeness.
You're not afraid that, I don't know, somebody's, I guess, racist ideas gonna pop up on stage, and then you gotta like stop. Whoa, like, are you a character right now? Is that how you really feel?
With other troops, there have been times like if I've made a move, I worry that like, oh boy, am I the black guy who's playing the criminal now? Am I the black guy? It's like, no, now if I'm just doing that, now I'm just a guy playing a criminal, and it's not, I'm the black guy who's playing a criminal. I'm not going into a stereotype, it's just I'm making a move in a scene.
Everyone has a distinct style of their own. When they all come together, it can really go some really great places.
Our black experiences inform our improv, and for us, it's cultural.
It's like playing with a lot of people who are all like playing home run derby. So everyone's kind of coming out swinging.
It's also, we're family and we love each other.
One of the big things is really just time. We've been together 5 years.
When I started doing improv, there weren't a lot of people of color. There were definitely not a lot of black people doing improv. And so there was a lot of, just like side eye.
The idea is that if you're funny and you're black, you have to be like a stand-up. That isn't the case.
There were some rumblings that some of us only got in because we were of color, not because we were funny or that we worked hard but just because of our color, and that was disheartening.
I think when I first started, it was a bit nerve-wracking because I wanted the validation. But I wasn't getting that because I was in spaces with mostly white people. So it was hard to be in those spaces as the only one sometimes, and then they're the ones in charge of judging the art.
We all know that improv is still a good old boys club. It's not integrated. And so it's lovely to get to do what we want to do as performers and not have to overthink what we're doing, because one of the things they tell you in improv is you need to get out your head. But being a person of color as an improver, you can't always do that.
I mean, that's just the daily issues with being black, just like trying to operate stress-free and dealing with the world's aggressions and BS.
When I first started seeing shows, there was only literally 2 people in the entire organization of about 60 players who are black. That does say something to you if you are a person of color or if you are a minority, and you go to see a show and it's like, oh, there is no one like me on stage. It does make you say, like, is this for me?
Because you had a person of color, a black person, a gay person in your troupe, people use that as an opportunity to kind of get out their jokes.
I come up as intimidating sometimes, which I think is crazy. But maybe that has protected me from people going too left, because they think I may be tougher than I really am. But I think that's silly, because I make up stuff on stage, so why would I be intimidated?
There's a vulnerability just with being an artist. Like, it's just hard enough just being an artist and just to like put yourself out there as an artist. And then you add that layer of being queer, and then you add that layer of being black. So you take what's already difficult in general, being an artist, putting yourself out there, letting yourself be vulnerable in front of people and trying to present that art, and you want it to be well received. And then you have those other caveats.
It's like if you go to a party and you're the only one wearing a costume and no one else is wearing a costume, or everyone's wearing a costume and you're not wearing a costume. You sort of feel like, oh, maybe I'm not supposed to be here.
I mean, there's absolutely nothing to be afraid of. Improv needs you. Improv needs more points of view. Improv needs your story. Improv needs your perspective. It needs your sense of humor. It needs your background. So you shouldn't be nervous. Like, improv should be nervous about you, because you're going to be, shaking what improv is, just like we did.
Improv is opening its doors up to more people. I think you're going to see different stories being told.
What we know is that people come to a Casually Dope show and they see our faces and they say, I didn't know we did that. When they see themselves, the reflections of themselves doing it, it is empowering, and that's what we do.
What I would like to do while being a member of Casually Dope is get all those people in Baltimore, all those people of color that are funny, that never even thought about improv because maybe they don't know what improv is, to get them out and see improv, and then they want to do it, because it's a lot of funny people here, a lot of funny people of color that just don't know what improv is.
It's like a really magical time to be an artist in this city, but it's also a really magical time to be a black artist in this city. And like, the history of art for black people in this city is phenomenal. So to be able to be in this scene I feel like it's a gift.
A lot of the fundamental things in improv is stuff that you do all the time, like with your friends or your family, like going on reps or like jokes and stuff, and like acting out certain things. I mean, it happens all the time.
I would just say, like, anyone, if it's a person of color or a queer person or a trans person, just be yourself and just be fearless. And if you want to be an artist, just go out and do it.
Any sort of minority group you want to put in there, really take to this art form, because it really has meant a lot to me.
Now it's so much more of us. I mean, and those people might not necessarily be on television, but they're writing, they're producing, they're creating shows, they're directing.
Casually Dope is on this monumental rise. Like, we're moving up and we're moving out, and I'm really excited about what the future holds creatively.
Now we're a troupe that people ask for specifically. We got invited to do a festival out a couple times now we've been invited to do a festival out in Minnesota. We didn't put in an application, we didn't send anything. We just had enough word of mouth in terms of people respecting us that it was like, yeah, of course.
I feel like we're on the verge of doing something great. I see us getting on TV.
There were so many people who said, oh, why y'all doing that? You're in Baltimore, no one's gonna find you in Baltimore. People have found us.
Yeah, I mean, we're the greatest. Like, we, look out for us, and in a few years when you see, like, oh, they told us that, like, yeah, it's true. Like, I'm not lying, I'm not being cocky, like, we really are up next, and I can't wait till everyone knows that.
Then I really love what I do, and I really love Casually Dope, so I don't know that there's much more.